talking college sports in the Deep South, where college football is king. And we want to think the SEC Conference is one of the best in all of college football. The SEC West, very physical, very competitive sub-conference as well. And in the East Alabama, where Auburn University rests, they call that place the loveliest village on the plains, and the battle cry is War Eagle. Fearless and true, gang, let's go ahead and get this comment section active. Auburn still, although getting ready for the Advocare Classic, still on the recruiting trail. A lot of moving parts in college football as it relates to recruiting, already looking ahead to 2020. And just today, Auburn offers Dallas Walker, who is a huge defensive tackle out of Tennessee. Matter of fact, the crystal ball projection says that he probably will wind up being a Tennessee Volunteer, but Auburn extended an offer today. If you think about it, Auburn will have to replace some production in the interior line. This guy by no means is synonymous to Derrick Brown, but you definitely want to have depth at one of the more important positions on defense, especially in the SEC. One thing that I did like about watching him on film is he's very physical at the point of attack. Obviously, the dude is 6'4", 295 pounds, so he should be. He uses his hands very well. I think he relies a little bit too much on his upper body strength. I think he needs to get his legs a little bit more active, and also looks like toning is a bit of an issue as well. But you got to remember, in high school, weight training is not as profound as it is when you get to the college ranks. So surely conditioning will improve to no matter what school he decides to go to, and assuming that the work ethic is there. Tennessee definitely can use depth at the defensive line as well. Weren't particularly solid in 2018, looking at the game against Auburn. But, you know, when you're on this recruiting trail right now, he's listed only as a 3-star athlete, but as a 3-star defensive lineman. But as the season goes on, his high school senior season goes on, he may have an incredible breakout season and wind up being a 4, or, I think at the most, just looking at his agility, the most that I see is maybe around that 89. He can improve maybe 0.3 of a point and get up to 89, assuming that he does some great training off season. Looks like he's attended a few camps, and definitely want to start the toning up process, and definitely have a stellar high school senior year. Definitely want to make sure you avoid injuries as well. But like I said before, Auburn is definitely active on the recruiting trail. We'll look out for some upcoming visits from this young man. Like I said, incredible get. If you look at the size, and I think that's what mainly has piqued the interest of a few of the SEC powers. It looks like he's really big on Kentucky and Tennessee to start out, but who's to say that his interest in Auburn won't start to develop, especially if Auburn has a great showing in the Advocare Classic. I'm pretty sure he may be on the list of guys to attend that particular game. We'll probably make a few trips down to Auburn, assuming that his interest is still there, because you look at it as well, he said on a tweet that he is thankful to have an offer. But I think all these kids, especially if you start to get those Power 5 offers rolling in, it's got to make you feel good about yourself. And right now he has about 12, including Texas A&M on his interest list. Texas A&M has not made an offer as of yet, but we will see how this particular story develops. Definitely a big kid, definitely has a lot of skills that you can help to develop. And of course, going into the senior year, we want to see how he possibly improves from his junior year to his senior year. Saw a couple of his freshman highlights. Just really didn't get a strong feel, but he was a freshman at the time. Doesn't appear to have any recent highlights, but the main thing that's peak of interest is his size, 6'4", 295 pounds. Let me know what you guys think about this particular offer from the Auburn Tigers in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to Vernon Speaks Auburn, War Eagle.